each other and turning and grinding the grain. So she grabs a millstone or a piece of a millstone and drops it on top of his head, hoping that it would kill him and crush him. So Abimelech realizes that it's a woman that does, and he doesn't want to be humiliated by a woman. So he gets his armor bearer to kill him. If you think about it, he didn't want to be killed by a woman, and he didn't want to be killed by a farm implement. He wanted to die like a soldier, which was really, he didn't. He was a coward. He died by one of his own people's hands. So we see there in verse 56 through 57 that God punished Abimelech for the evil he had done. So the curse of Jotham was fulfilled. Okay, so we're getting ready to close out, finish up. My final comments to this chapter. Abimelech wanted to be king and rule at any cost, even the death of his family. Pride comes before destruction, the Bible teaches us. So our lesson to learn, if you will, a humble heart is the beginning and key to God's blessings. Pride has destroyed a many man's life. So stay humble and live wealthy in God's hands, because that's where we're going to be blessed. Abimelech is an example of how not to be a leader. Seeking leadership, or seeking that position, not being asked to go there. Gideon, on the other hand, was asked to be king, but he had a humble heart enough. He wasn't perfect, but he realized that God was ruler, and he denied that position. He was fine with where he was. A good leader knows that they don't seek that position, that it is offered to them, and they seek the Lord enough to know whether or not they need to be there or someone else. I have had deacons in the past in churches who wanted to be deacons, mad that they didn't become deacons. That was someone seeking the position that is called from God, and their true nature came out. Their true nature came out, and really praying over at the situation and everything, we found out, at this particular church, found out that this person wanted to be in that leadership, desired it, and we kind of found out that they were not living the life that needed to be lived to be a deacon. And it came out. It came out soon after. So seeking it, not being asked. Another way that Abimelech, an example of not how to be a leader, is doing whatever it takes to get to the top. He was willing to destroy and kill his family. That's not the qualities of good leadership. Good leaders are more often the ones who do not desire to be leaders. They are servants first. They have that servant's heart. They're willing to work and be in the midst with the people, and they realize that they're servants first. And Jesus taught us that lesson when he was with his disciples at the Last Supper, when he washed his disciples' feet. He humbled himself as their leader to show them and prove them that we all are in this together and we need to be serving one another. Good leaders realize that, and don't seek the prestige and power. They seek first to stay humble and to be a servant first. And they're the ones that make the best leaders, in my opinion. So we see the example of what Abimelech was and how not to be a leader. And we see the example back to Gideon, who was not perfect. He sought from God by the fleece, to reassure him that God was calling him to do this, which is a good thing to do. Make sure God is really calling you to do it. But Abimelech was power hungry, and it cost him his life in the end, and the hardship of many others as well. So Hopefully you learned something from chapter 9 of the book of Judges. Chapter 10, 11, and 12, I had decided whether or not to skip over it. It's kind of going to touch on real quickly some other judges that come to pass of Israel. Chapter 13, we get into Samson. So we may skip over actually 10, 11, and 12 and jump right into chapter 13 for next week. I'm going to read back through it. I may make some comments on these chapters. I hope you've learned something that we can apply to our lives. And until we meet again, may God bless you and have a great day.